So I had a little bit of a break, so I'm back with this one that I was going to push out a couple of weeks ago, but have held on for various different reasons. Anyway, if you subscribe to my Facebook page, you'll know that upcoming in the next couple of videos will be a TPO and a bridge. And if you saw my last video, the review, then the next review, even I can't believe this, is going to be a steam engine. So salt weathering Accurascale HUO hoppers. It all started off really well. The interior, I did the same as the 21-ton mineral wagon, which link in the description for that one. And for the exterior, instead of using enamel paints, Humbrol or Revel, I used water-based paints. And by the way, this is definitely not a how-to video. This is just, again, my experiences of trying out these things. The theory is similar to the hairspray technique, where you paint on an undercoat, which is your rusty base, and then obscure it with, in this instance, salt. The idea then is to then paint the model as you would normally, and then remove the salt to reveal your rusty base. I'll leave a link in the, or a link in the corner here to some of the videos that I've watched about this, and these people are seriously good at it. Me, I'm just an amateur and made a bit of a mess of this one. After painting the body rail grey, then went on to remove all the salt, which in itself was just horrendous because it goes everywhere. It's almost like trying to clean sand off your feet when you're trying to get back in the car after being at the beach. At this stage I was okay with it, and then I did the interior. So as I said before, I did the interior like I did the last 21-ton mineral wagon, so painted the inside steel and then give the insides a dark wash. And also I then just touched the outside with the dark wash as well, just trying to tone it down a little bit. And then it switched back again to the internals, going over with some weathering powders, and that'll be light rust and whatever the dark one is. And because I'm doing more than one at a time, as usual, I then tipped out the excess from each wagon and then tipped it on the side of the next one. This made the outside look a ton better, so I thought I'd just carry on and do the rest of them, because it did make them look a whole lot better. Anyway, so it was then off to the spray booth, where I experimented by putting the pigment fixer through the airbrush. To do that, I put the airbrush on something like about 10 psi, just to drift it on. In the end, they turned out just a little bit too dark, but then again, I wasn't that worried because I didn't want them all to look the same, so to speak. So I had a conversation with somebody the other day about this sort of thing, who had sent all of his away to be professionally weathered, and they came back looking very similar to each other. And at the time I thought, what was the point in sending them away then? You might as well have just left them out of the box. Which is why I think weathering is like subjective to whoever's doing it or whoever's buying it. I'm quite happy with the way these ones have turned out. But that's my opinion. So anybody else that's watching this might not. And that's your opinion. Everybody's entitled to have an opinion at some stage. Like I said at the beginning, this isn't a how-to, it's more of a blog. Anyway, as you can see, there's a whole rake of these things still to do, with plenty of other methods and techniques to run through. In the end, I'll end up with a rake of 27 odd wagons that look different. See you next time.